The year is 1588. Spain, the mightiest empire of the age, launches its Invincible Armada, more than 130 ships carrying 30,000 men, to invade England and crush Queen Elizabeth I. The English, outnumbered and outgunned, relied on faster ships, daring tactics, and the weather itself to survive. But what if, hidden beneath the waves, England possessed a weapon 4 centuries ahead of its time? What if a modern nuclear-powered submarine armed with torpedoes and stealth stalked the Spanish Armada? The Spanish Armada was not just a fleet. It was an empire at sea. Galleons, armed with cannons and filled with soldiers, sailed in a crescent formation. Spain's goal? Land troops in England, overthrow Elizabeth, and end Protestant resistance. The English, led by commanders like Sir Francis Drake, fought with smaller, faster ships. They harassed the Armada, used fire ships to scatter it, and prayed for storms to finish the job. Ultimately, the Armada was defeated by a mix of English tactics, logistical failures, and terrible weather. But the balance was precarious. Had Spain succeeded, Europe's history might look very different. Now imagine inserting a modern nuclear-powered submarine into this story. Sleek, silent, powered by nuclear engines, able to stay submerged for months. Its weapons? Torpedoes that track and explode beneath ships, breaking them apart. Cruise missiles capable of striking fleets or coastal fortifications. Sonar that detects enemy ships long before they can see it. Against wooden galleons with no knowledge of underwater threats, the submarine is a ghost, unseen, unstoppable, devastating. Picture the Armada in formation, sails full, cannons ready. Suddenly, one of the lead galleons erupts in a massive explosion, splintered into flaming wreckage. Sailors scream as the sea swallows them. No cannon was fired. No enemy ship was seen. Moments later, another ship detonates. Confusion spreads. Men cross themselves, whispering of God's wrath or sea monsters. The submarine lurks unseen, firing torpedoes that break holes in seconds. The crescent formation collapses. Commanders shout for order, but the ocean itself seems to rebel. The psychological impact would be immense. In the 16th century, warfare was visible. You saw your enemy, heard his cannons, met him face to face. But here, death comes from below, invisible and unstoppable. Ships sink without warning. Admirals vanish with their flags. Fear spreads faster than fire. Superstition takes over. Sailors cry of demons in the deep, of Neptune's anger, of sorcery unleashed by Elizabeth's witches. Every splash, every wave becomes a source of terror. The Armada, once invincible, becomes paralyzed. But even a submarine has limits. Torpedoes are finite. Once its magazines are emptied, it cannot rearm in the 16th century. Communications are useless. Radios and satellites have no network to reach. The crew, though safe inside, faces isolation and dwindling supplies. Yet even with limited firepower, the damage is catastrophic. 10 or 20 torpedoes could sink the Armada's largest galleons, crippling command and morale. In the short term, the Armada collapses. Ships scatter, fleeing in panic. Without cohesion, they are easy prey for English fire ships in storms. The invasion of England fails before it begins. In the long term, legends arise. Survivors speak of the sea itself rebelling, of divine punishment that shattered Spain's pride. Chroniclers record tales of invisible thunder beneath the waves. Would this change history? England's survival was already pivotal. It allowed Elizabeth's reign to flourish, Protestantism to endure, and the seeds of empire to grow. A submarine's intervention would accelerate that shift, making Spain's defeat even more total. Could the Spanish or English learn from the wreckage? Likely not. The technology is centuries beyond their grasp. But the legend of underwater demons might inspire early experiments in submersibles far earlier. Imagine submarines not in the 1800s, but in the 1600s. Naval warfare might leap ahead by centuries. Empires would fall or rise on the mastery of unseen power. So what if a modern submarine fought the Spanish Armada? One machine, invisible and deadly, could have turned Europe's destiny overnight. Not by storms, not by fire ships, but by the silent thunder of the deep. What do you think? Would the Armada even survive the first night? Or would history's greatest fleet vanish beneath the waves? Let us know in the comments below.